Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Keep It Real. So, just before I begin, just a quick sharing of what this whole podcast is all about. This is a place for fitness professionals to come and get inspired, get motivated from the stories that other fitness professionals have shared in this episode. So, the key thing about this Keeping It Real is to make sure that everybody comes here to be inspired, motivated, or even get whatever things they want to get out of the whole entire podcast. But this channel or this podcast is for fitness professionals. Of course, other people can come on and get motivated as well. So today, before I bring on my guest, I will give you a bit of introduction. All right, so it's actually quite a long list. Okay, so today I have with me Samuel, also known as Uncle Sam in the CrossFit community. He started his own box, CrossFit Fire City, in 2011. Co-founded two other companies, Maximum Performance Gym and an events company called DSL Fitness. He's also a podium winner at Singapore Olympic weightlifting, Asia Master Athletes, qualifier for numerous CrossFit Regional Games, ranked as one of Singapore fittest almost every year, represented in multiple regional games in CrossFit as well. And he has organized many events, and he's definitely what I would call him as a philanthropist, because he organized quite a number of events for the underprivileged. So without further ado, let me bring Uncle Sam on. Hi, Uncle Sam, how are you?
Hi, Jonathan. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me on the show. And it's a really good initiative.
Thank you. Thanks for coming up and agree to come on board. And so while everyone is still looking at both of us, before I give the whole entire platform to you, I will just share something that is, this is, by the way, for those who are watching, this is something definitely that Uncle Sam is not prepared for it. But I think he probably know. I'm going to share how Uncle Sam has impacted my life in my fitness journey. Okay. So I actually went to try to dig up, but I didn't really manage to get on the picture. So I'm not sure whether Uncle Sam remember the fateful day that you tricked me to run a 5-click run.
No.
It's okay, no problem. For those who are watching, just to let you know, back in 2014, was it 2013? Okay. I just joined CrossFit Fire City. That was exactly 1 week into it, and I think that was like my 4th or the 5th WOD for the day. But the thing is that I didn't check what Uncle Sam posted in the Facebook of what's the next day WOD. I just went in, and to my surprise, I was the only one there. Okay, I was the only one there, because then Uncle Sam was like, "Oh, you came," because the WOD was supposed to be a 5-click run, and somehow or rather, Uncle Sam know that nobody will turn up for the WOD. I was the only one who turned up, and then Uncle Sam asked me, "So, Jonathan, have you ever run 5-click before?" Then I said, "No." I said the furthest I ever run is 2.4 because of army, right? I said that's the furthest I've ever run. Then I said, "Okay, let's run 2.4." So he led the run all the way from your previous CrossFit location. I can't remember what's that street name.
So just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
I'm sorry.
Don't need to say sorry. So just the two of us. He led all the way. Ran all the way from your first location.
Kampong Bugis. Right? Yeah. Kampong Bugis.
All the way to Shears Bridge. And then by the time we reached Shears Bridge, we took a picture of it. I should actually get the picture ready and then show to everyone. But anyway, and then I said, "Oh." And then by the time we reached that place, Uncle Sam let me say, "Okay, let's take a rest. You completed a 2.5-click run." Then I was like, oh, yes. Then it dawned on me. I was like, wait, from the box to here is 2.5. That means what? I have to run back another 2.5. So that was how Uncle Sam tricked me to run 5-click, above and beyond what I was comfortable in doing. And that's the thing, right? And from then on, the thing is that because of that run itself, from then on, I began to run 10 clicks, 21 clicks, and did 1 time of full marathon when I was 14 years old.
Congratulations. Good job.
Thanks, Uncle Sam, for that inspirational run.
You're welcome.
Okay, so with that, Uncle Sam, I will just ask you a first question. Just for the next 10-15 minutes, the whole platform is yours. And of course, after that, I'll ask you a few questions. So you can first by sharing a little bit about yourself to those who are watching or to those who will watch the video later on. And yeah, and then after that, we will start off the whole thing by asking you a few other questions then. Okay, so now the whole place is yours.
I thought we were gonna have a lot more Q&A, chit chat, get through this like on a leisure Tuesday. But now that I've got a okay, I'll try to talk as long as I can. I believe I'm pretty good at talking. That's why the Uncle Sam comes about. But we'll see. So as of today, this is 2020. I am 30. I think I'm 38. I think. And so I was introduced to fitness training when I was 18, when I was serving the military, and somehow or other I was deployed, assigned into fitness training. Honestly, I'm like really nowhere in fitness. Never ever quite been in. I say quite. It been in like school teams for fitness and all. I did do one cross country race. Pretty okay. My NAFA IPPT was like silver, bronze. Never a great swimmer, but somehow or other just landed myself into the fitness specialist department. So that's kind of like really where the fitness journey began. And how I knew that it clicked in me was because I studied engineering, I studied science in school, but just was never quite an academic person. And it was really during that time where we have to learn, study theoretically and practically performing our fitness knowledge that I realized that, hey, fitness is actually quite fun. And learning anatomy, biomechanics, functions of the body, how the body functions, meeting the lecturers from NIE was really fascinating. So I guess it was really from then that I decided that, okay, I guess, and I knew fitness was the way to go. So once I was done with the military service, I applied for a job back then in Planet Fitness. And now it's not Planet anymore. And then yada, yada, move on, been a personal trainer for a couple of years. And then fast forward a little bit more, one day when I was conducting personal training. No, one day was when I was in the gym, waiting for my appointment to come. I bumped into a lady who was doing CrossFit, and went up to her, and that's kind of like the story, really. Like, went up to her, asked her what she's doing, and she just turned around and says, "Don't talk to me when I'm working out." So I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. And she's really kind, because after the workout she came up to me and then she gave me a website, explained to me briefly what she's doing, encouraged me to check out the website. And yeah, then that's pretty much how my life changed from. So during that period of time I was doing a lot of endurance race. That was also the year when the half Ironman was in Singapore. So I was kind of like training for that as well. So that was like the peak of training, going into half Ironman. So I was doing like the marathon, triathlons, biathlons, duathlons, yeah, anything, everything you can kind of like think of, like around the region. So when I was introduced to CrossFit back then in 2007, yeah, my life just changed. Like, wow, there is actually a community, there is actually answers, there's actually measures, there's actually a reason for training. There's the concept of training actually makes a lot more sense than the typically 3 sets 15 reps, typically the why we do shoulder press, why we do lateral raise, and things like that. So it was truly from then that I realized that, okay, this is the next stage. And so that was 2007, 2011, found a location to set up. And so since then, Fire City has been around for coming to 9 years in August. Yeah, and time flies this year because now it's already May.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've moved location. We've done a lot of things. It is a community gym, so as much as you hear that I've done a lot of things like the events, competitions, organization, fundraisers, brand awareness, brand activations, and stuff like that. But to be honest, all these are community driven. I am kind of like just the chauffeur. That's all. Like, okay, they want to do this. All right, let's get this done. Learn and execute at the same time.
All right. Thanks, Uncle Sam, for that introduction. All right. So let's just start off with a bit. Don't worry. We also don't want to drag too long as well, right? So there's a few questions that I will be asking you. Since starting up your own CrossFit Rocks is almost like a business entrepreneur like yourself. So how has it been like as a business entrepreneur?
Don't do it. Well, being a business entrepreneur means that we take risks. We take responsibility. I would say at the very beginning, of course, we have no idea what we're in for. There was this like strong drive to, I want to do something. I want to create something. And like what I mentioned earlier, the business is community driven, and therefore the business was for the community, to create a community. And the honest fact is that, like what I believe, like what most fitness professional wants to do is that, hey, I'm doing one-on-one. Every day I can only take how many appointments? 10, 8, 12 appointments. When I stop, it's done. Like if I need a day off, that means I lose 10 appointments. So that was one side of the story. The other side of the story was also, of course, it's like, hi, I was a personal trainer in another gym before I started up, and it was really busy. I maybe handle like 40 people a week, and times 2, that's it's about quite a decent number of appointments that I'm taking every week. And I realized that it's not productive because when I stop training them, they stop. And I don't have time to slot them more. It's not like I want to see them 5 days a week, and I can practically only see them once a week because I don't have the time slot for them. So I started grouping them together, putting them in 2s, putting them in 3s. It's kind of like matchmaking. And later on, I realized that, hey, if this can work, then it's not one-on-one anymore. It's like 1:5. And I can maybe do 1:10, but I couldn't do 1:10. The gym is not that big. So I could do like 1:3, occasionally 1:4. I run into the studio, put everything into the studio and kind of like do it. And yeah, but coming back, like entrepreneurship, it's about taking risks and taking up a lot of responsibilities that you cannot imagine. It is the pain, but it's also the challenge. It's the thing that keeps you awake. It's like, okay, like I've done all the things that I need to do, or all the things that I want to do, but being an entrepreneur means that I must also keep track of the things that I don't want to do. Like, is the toilet washed up already? Is the front desk computer working? Is the shutter gate working? Is the floor mopped up already? Are the employees' paycheck done already? Is everyone feeling okay with the operations? Are they in line with the directions of the business? Yeah, so yeah, and the list goes on.
Yep. I can understand that since I used to own a business myself.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. So another question, since you mentioned being an entrepreneur carries a lot of risk, so I'm pretty sure if any businessman were to tell me that they have a very smooth sailing journey as a businessman, as a business entrepreneur, that I'll be calling them BS. Okay. So if I were to ask you right now to share with those who are watching, right? And just in case, for those who are watching, you can actually leave a comment in the Facebook Live and we get to see it. So, and then if you have any question for Sam later on, you all can put on the comment and we get to able to see it as well, even for those on YouTube. Okay, so Sam, if I want to ask you, if I were to ask you to share with those who are watching your one key mistakes, okay, because everybody talk about success, okay, and social media is all full of them. And let's be real, no, like I said, if anybody will say an entrepreneur has never made a mistake, I will call them BS. So share with us one key mistakes that you have made as an entrepreneur. What was the lesson or lessons learned from that mistake? And how do you get yourself out of that?
I would say even up to today, the toughest thing or the biggest mistake that I've done before, and of course it will probably continue every now and then, it's being too fixated or being too dreamy about what you want to do. So for example, at the beginning when we started, or when I started, and I go like, okay, I want to get this started, I need a business plan. And having a business plan means that I need to account for anything like financially or operational or administrative. But the reality is that the more you are fixed on it, the greater the chance that you'll fail. So back then, basically what happened was like, no, so like I mentioned earlier, I have like 40 families in before I stepped out to start my gym. And I was like thinking, if I have 40 families, each family is at least 2 people, right? So I've got 80 people. 80 people to start a gym is actually not that bad, based on formulation and calculation, and then look back at the years of other gyms that I've worked in and the people I've worked with. Well, I should have a handful of clients, right? But the reality is that when the gym started, for the first 2 months, I wouldn't say 2 months, okay, but let's say 2 months, there was zero clients. And it dawns on me, it's like, what happened? What went wrong? And but it wasn't actually 2 months now, because the 2 months starts from the setup phase and all. So thinking that people will start signing up from the point of setting up. But when it's up and running, operational, it's just maybe 2-3 weeks, that's all. So within that 2-3 weeks, like, hey, how come there's nobody coming through? And I really had to end up relying on word of mouth, recommendations, referral. And these people are people I've never met before. So not the people that I knew and I thought that will come, but are people whom are referred by these people. And also, of course, the other things will be like, again, part of the business plan, you thought like the equipments will come in, but the equipments didn't come in. You wanted this equipment, but it's not like the way you want it. So point to take note is that things would usually not turn out the way we want it or the way we dreamed of it. But what's more important is how you're prepared to work around it, and just every day making sure the dream continues to be alive.
All right. Awesome. All right. So I'll ask you the next question then, right? Since one of the key things that in the fitness industry, since I've been in this for only about 6 years, but something that we have observed, one thing about the CrossFit community, it is a very big, closely knitted community. Okay. And since we have group fitness instructors that is going to watch the videos, or any other PTs or any other fitness professionals going to watch this video. So if I were to ask you, what is that one secret ingredient, or just one of the ingredients of creating a community? What would that be, so that the people who are watching can actually pick it off and then do something similar?
So this question reminds me of a book or a person who shared this with me. It came as a reflection, and of course it also becomes like a principle as well. So point to take note over here is that when you want to create a community, it's never about creating it for them. it's always about creating it with them, because the community comes upon, and the word is together, right? It's never like, oh, I'm doing it for you and therefore you guys should join in. No, it's not the way. Like there must always be a demand, and this demand market kind of like goes like that. And when you realize that that you can actually do something about it, you have to go back into them and share with them that, hey, I got this opportunity, would you want to do it together, and let's create this community together. So don't go about, my belief about community is never about like, hey, I want to do a fundraiser, and therefore like, hey, I'm giving you guys an opportunity to do good stuff and charity work. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. It will not happen. On the other hand, it will work better if you realize that, hey, everyone wants to do something. Let's all look for it together, and then let's all go in and do it together. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. And so before because like I said, most of the time I try to keep the podcast to close to only about 30 minutes. And I can see that there are still a few people looking at watching the Facebook Live. Anybody with any comments or anything you want to ask Uncle Sam right now?
Well, the first thing you can do is say hi.
Yeah, say hi, Uncle Sam.
If I know you, please say hi. If I don't know you yet, you can say hi too.
Okay, we still have some time. Let's just probably some of them might be a bit shy to ask. So share a bit about yourself, your family.
My family? Yeah. Well, I'm father of two 2-year-old turning 3 in 2 months, and 2 months coming to 3 months old. Hey, Kyla, thank you for saying hi. And like I mentioned earlier, I've been in the trade for 20 years. I run Fire City. I am very much the dad. Like, I really enjoy spending time with my kid. So if you're following me on Instagram, you'll see like it's a ton of me and my daughter doing funny stuff together. Yeah. So I'll try to show a little bit more about like the fun side. But I also felt that nowadays people wants to see her being worked out as well. Actually, I have a lot of footage of that, but just never post it because I thought like I don't want people to think that I'm torturing her. But it'll come out soon. Yeah.
That's good.
Hi, Jen. Jen.
Yes, hi, Jen.
Okay. No worries. Yeah, there's usually like maybe about 5, 10, 15 seconds behind. Sometimes even by a minute.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay, and yeah, now my turn to ask then. Okay, so what have you been up to, John?
Me?
Yeah.
Quite a few things, but today is not about me. It's about you.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess coming to a close up and then to finish this up in a 30 minutes time frame, which I agree with as well. Don't want to drag for too long. Is that I think my last message, or my message to everyone, especially during this period of time, is just be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to people. It is the time for us to try new things and make a lot of mistakes. It is also a time for a lot of us to take back on some of the things that we've said before or done before. So maybe some people are like, hey, I'll never go online and do online postings and live streaming. But you know what? Like, when you really have no choice, you just have to. And when the person has to, be kind, just give everyone an opportunity, because this is really the time when the things that we all know have changed. The world as we know has changed. The environment, the politics, the society, the operations of everything that we know has changed. So we have to change together. And if you are not forgiving to yourself, it's very difficult for you to be forgiving to other people. Or put it the other way as well. If you find that it's very difficult for you to forgive yourself, then start forgiving people first. And then when you start to realize that, hey, forgiving people is actually not that difficult, then turn around and look at yourself and start reminding yourself that it's okay to forgive yourself. So be prepared to change, accept new challenges, and try new things every day. Well, that's right, Jen. Try new things and make mistakes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Thanks, Jen. That's a very nice. That's a very good comment.
Yeah.
Just before we go off and before I do the closure, I'd like you to. I'm not sure whether you watched the first episode. I'm going to make it a common thing to do to all my guests. So, all my future guests, if you're watching this, please be prepared for this. Okay. If I want to ask you to sum up today's video into one title, a few words or whatever, a title for today's episode, what would you call it?
I thought that's your job. It's not my job.
I know. I throw that job to my guests.
Wow. Okay. Sum up this video into, well, wouldn't be, but maybe I would say if Uncle Sam can do it, so can you. But it's like, no, it's a bit too cliche. Only those people in our generation will understand. Like, if Yang can cook, so can you.
Yep.
Actually, I will quote what Jen picked up as well. Like Uncle Sam advice: time to try new things and make mistakes and make mistakes. Most importantly, be kind. Just be kind.
All right, then that's good. So that is going to go to the title of this episode: time to do new things and make mistakes.
Cool. Because of you, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen, for giving Sam the inspiration to come up with the title. So well, suddenly I'm getting a bit tongue-tied, don't know what to say. Okay, that's kind of like basically the end of today's episode. So I just want to do something to my platform. Oh, by the way, just for all of you who are watching, this is only the second episode, and like what Uncle Sam said earlier on, right? If you have never wanted to go online because you feel that it's just not me and all that, trust me, that is something that I said years ago. I said I will never go online. But however, just a bit of why I'm doing this. Number one, of course, we are all right now at this time of the recording of this episode, we are in a lockdown. We're in Singapore, we call it a circuit breaker period. So I have really nothing, I wouldn't say nothing to do. No, you're not. Cannot. After that, my boss would be saying
you have nothing to lose.
I have nothing to lose. Correct.
Yes.
Yes, I have nothing to lose. No harm trying new things, and I've learned enough to like, hey, if you don't do, you don't know. Then also the other thing is that I have also learned to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. So for those of you who are watching, hopefully you get something out of it. And for those of you who are first time with us, please feel free to follow us on Facebook or Instagram. The handle is actually Keep It Real for Fit Pros. And if you want to follow us on YouTube, it'll be at my own channel at jongohfitpro. So it'll be under a playlist called Keep It Real. So with that, thank you very much, Uncle Sam, for coming on for today's episode, and I appreciate it very much. Thanks for the support.
You're welcome.
Hope to catch you around. Hope the day will come that I'll catch you in your box again, probably for another 5-click run.
Sorry. Okay, so thank you very much, and see you guys around. Stay healthy, stay home, stay safe, and stay positive.
All right, I'll see you then. All right, see you everyone.